Playa, mujeres fumando. Mira, tírame plani, son nalgas de mentira. Tan brinda, que chimba, colombiana linda. Siempre con los ojos rojos de Cali, con mi amiguita Mari.
My head's in the clouds, can you bring me back down, boy? I need it. My head's in the clouds, can you bring me back down, boy? I need it. Need it. Need it. Need
All right, all right, all right. Passport bros have been a major movement for the last 5 to 6 years, where men could go to other countries and find love and lifestyles and really enjoy themselves. And then, since we enjoyed ourselves, the ladies figured that they could do the exact same thing. The passport sisters over the last year have traveled to Colombia looking for love. Hasn't worked. From their own mouths, they've traveled to Panama, and it hasn't worked. Mexico, they've gone to Europe, still hasn't worked. So they figure, hey, why not try Thailand? It hasn't worked there either. Now we follow the passport sisters to Korea. And based off of their own words, not words that we men are putting in their mouths, things just aren't working out. Maybe the passport bros are right when it comes to the passport sisters. Maybe the best place to find a man for these women are back home in the United States, Canada, and UK. Maybe they should go back home with a changed mouth and a changed mindset and be the women that men have been asking for them to be before they even started traveling. Because right now, passport sis, you're looking bad. You're looking real bad. But that has nothing to do with the passport bros. Shout out to all you guys that are here with Andre and Andre's Love Crossing Borders on a wonderful. Yes, get that intro music going. Shout out to all you passport bros here. Hey, that ain't our fault that they can't find love in these other countries. It's not like we're walking around whispering in ears telling guys not to date them. They knew when we left the United States, there was no way in Hades we were going to date them in another country. If I'm not dating you in our own home country, what makes you think that I'm going to go to Colombia and date you? Sister, come on, let's be real. What made you think that if I went to Panama and you went to Panama, we were going to date in Panama if I didn't want to date you in Canada? All you UK sisters, if the brother is gone to Spain and you decide to go to Spain, that doesn't mean that he wants to date you in Spain. He already came to the conclusion long before he left UK. I am not dating UK women. Sis, you're going to have to come up with a new game plan, because this following passport bros around the world, it ain't working. Yes, you are doing great things in business and networking, consultations, being creative. Yes, you got a better lifestyle. Yes, all those things are happening for you. But when it comes to love, one of the reasons why you left the United States, it ain't working, sis. It ain't working. It ain't working. Shout out to all you guys that are here. I saw my man Ronan Travels up top, numero uno. Good morning to you, kind sir. Good morning to you. Got a little bit of coffee dedicated to you guys in other countries. Oh, yeah. Good morning to you, gentlemen. As well as my man, Don, a.k.a. Don the JP. Good evening to you, kind sir. Glad that you made it. As well as my man, T-Mac, always here. We got a good one tonight, guys. Oh, we're going to have some fun. We're going to look at what's going on with the passport sisters in Korea. Why are they faltering? Why is the relationship? Why can't they establish relationships? What makes the dating pool so bad? And like I said, these are not commentaries that come from our mouths. These are the things that they're saying. So what we're going to be doing is, hey, listen to what the passport sisters have to say about their dating experience. Like I mentioned before, in South Korea. Let's go scroll down a little bit more to Kenny People. Shout out to Kenny People, who's always giving me inspiration. We got 27 in the building, gentlemen. Could you do me a favor? Click that like button. I like you. Make sure that you like us too. Kenny says this. He said, just come home. Just come on home. Walking through you say you just got coming home, walking through the doctor's appointment. All right. Or through the door doctor appointment. Kenny says this. He says, a damn shame. I'm going to miss you on Saturday evenings because of Rumble. Yep. Rumble, young men, Rumble. That's us. That's us. I'm going to be showing, once again, what movies we've watched. So if you guys aren't doing anything, every Saturday evening, we have a double feature. This Saturday's double feature is Pam Grier and Friday Foster. Another movie that piggybacked off of her success with Foxy Brown and Coffee. And we're going to also be watching Halle Berry and Eddie Murphy starring in Boomerang with an all-star cast in Boomerang. So that's what we're going to be doing tomorrow, starting at 7 o'clock. I'm going to drop the link. So all you guys that want to join Rumble, just join Rumble, subscribe to the channel. We get our beers and popcorn and we just chill. We just chill. He said, why the hell they went to South? I don't know, bro. They trying everywhere they can go in the world. Everywhere you guys go and find love, they really think that they can go find love. I'm going to say that again. Every place that you men step your feet on to find love, these women think they can do the exact same thing. And that's another thing. South Korea don't like Big Shirley. You cannot get off the plane in South Korea being 5'1" and 210. That works in the States. See, you could be all the big girl you want to in the States. You can rock with that. Work your magic. I don't even criticize big girls in the States anymore. Cause hey, 70% of the women in the States. So most guys got a chance that they gonna end up dating a big girl at one point in time or another. So you can get away with it in the States and other countries. They need to stop playing and start going to some of them countries that are big girl friendly. But I guess they aren't. I don't know why I keep feeling like I feel like I feel one of Andrea's. That's what a thread. I thought it was one of Andrea's hairs. You know when you date somebody or marrying somebody with long hair, the hair be everywhere. So yeah. Rest in peace in the Matrix, yes sir. He said, Dre, you have a soap opera. You have a soap opera going on. I know, Don. I know. Sad song with the sad song in the background. I caught y'all with that one, didn't I? Shout out to my man in the building. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm glad that you like that intro music. The saddest song. They don't hear early. Wow. Shout out to Mr. Wolf. I got a surprise for you with this video, Theo. Got a surprise for you. He said the average black woman in Korea is used like a used Ford car, selling a seller marketing clunkers at the BMW dealership. Facts. And the ladies talk about this. Seriously, the ladies, the passport sisters feel like what they do get with somebody is just a fetish. They're just being used. So the Korean guys will get with them, smash them, and then kick them to the curb. Thelonious is in the building. What's up, Andre in chat? Shout out to you. Like you just said, share, like, and subscribe to the channel. Chris Brown is in the building. He says this. He said, evening, Andre and Andre, LCB. He said, peace. He said, peace be with you, fam. Great to be here always. Glad to have you here, as well as all the brothers that are here. He said, check the PayPal. I will check the PayPal. Give me a moment. Let me get done with the last few intros. Theo, and I'll come back up to the PayPal. Appreciate you, brother. He said, did you hear? He said, did I hear Boomerang? Yes, this Saturday we're going to be watching Eddie Murphy, David Allen Greer, Martin Lawrence. Who else was in there? John Witherspoon. Like I say, Holly Berry and who was in there? Eartha Kitt, Grace Jones. I mean, we're talking about an all-star cast movie, Boomerang. So we're going to enjoy ourselves. At the same time, we're going to enjoy Pam Grier's third movie in her Pam Grier detective series of Foxy Brown. The third series movie that came out in 1975 was Friday Foster. So we're going to watch that. You got to coordinate. That's right. You got to coordinate. That's right. Shout out to you, brothers. Amos is in the building. Appreciate you being here. He said, ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? I thought it was hard dating for women already in our home countries. But, man, when they leave, man, I won't lie, man, I feel a little sad for them because they should have just stayed home. At least on the dating side. Not like I said, when it comes to the lifestyle and, and enjoying the new life, foods, medical. I understand creating a new lifestyle in another country outside the States. I'm with the sisters on that. I understand that they don't have to deal with certain laws anymore. I'm cool with them on that. But when it comes to love, y'all said y'all don't need no man. Well, your passport about to prove it. David Dice of the Dice family in the year of our Lord 2025 says this. He said, I missed the last live and I finally got the notification, shaking my head. YouTube, they've been doing like that for years with all YouTubers. Yep, Dave Chappelle. Shout out to Dave Chappelle. Oh, Dave Chappelle was in it too. That's right. That's right. Man, I forgot about that. Yeah, he said he forgot about Grace Jones. Man, Grace Jones was the woman in the 70s and 80s, man. She was a model, actress. She was just doing it all, man. He said, what up, though? What up, them Detroit boys? Poor man 313.
My face, goddammit. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me.
Don't play with them Detroit boys. You know how they get. Shout out to my brother Theo Wolf with the $50 love. Appreciate you, brother, over there on the PayPal. Shout out to you, brother. And let me go over to Cash App, because I need to give you guys some shout outs. Shout out on Cash App. Shout out to Gary. Appreciate you, Gary. Appreciate you with the $10 love over on Cash App, as well as Jaquez the other night, as well as Calvin the other night, with both with the $10 love. Appreciate you, gentlemen, for supporting the channel. Really do. Really do. Look forward to seeing you guys at the Black Manosphere Conclave countdown. Countdown. Let's go to the link right now. Let's go to the link right now. It is a countdown, gentlemen. Before we go to the video, let me remove this. Let me put this up on screen. There we go. All right, it's only up by $50, so that's not bad, guys. It was $250. It's up by $50. You still have installments if you want to just do the payments by the installment. Get your tickets, gentlemen. You have different levels that you can go on. So you can get the $600 pass. You can do the Henry pass for $1,200. I'm talking about opening up, dude. There's a lot that you're going to be able to do. Each one of them. So there are passes for every single level, gentlemen. Every single level. And all you have to do is just go here. Where'd you hear about it? You can either go, if you're watching Muhammad, Muhammad, Obsidian Ali, shout out to Obsidian, or whether you heard about it through Theo, whether it be Shining Raw, watching his channel, or if you're in the Black Manosphere group, or you heard a friend told you about it, a BGS, shout out to BGS, El Guapo, as well as Love Crossing Borders, Zoom to Thailand, and Coach Greg Adams. So if you heard through one of us, like for example, Love Crossing Borders, you click there, and then you just go to your cart. Do you want the enhanced ticket or none for now, free, and just continue on? But I'm telling you guys, it's going to be in Miami. We're going to have a great time, man. I'm going to get with Theo. He doesn't know this, but I'm going to be getting with him in a couple of weeks because I know they got a special announcements regarding the hotels that's coming down the turnpike. So we're going to get all that information for you guys. But we really, really want to see you guys at this year's Black Manosphere Conclave in Miami, having a great time, as well as learning a lot. And then do realize, if you're going to be in Theo's Class 7, you don't have a choice but to be at the Conclave. I'll say that again. If you plan on being in Theo Wolf's cloud engineering classes, of course, you don't have a choice, brethren. You need to definitely be at the Black Manosphere Conclave. In the first class, just like it was for us, was at the Conclave. The first things that we learned, signing into AWS, getting everything set up, our first day was at the Black Manosphere Conclave. What made it so cool, it was so many guys there to help us out who were part of Class 6 and Class 6.5. Shout out to Class 6.5. So definitely, guys, you want to take advantage of that. Also, let's go over here. I'm going to drop the link for the Black Manosphere Conclave once more. We're going to get started with the ladies in Korea. Man, it's funny, though. It's funny and it's sad at the same time. Like, come on, ladies. I'll be at the beach hotel with Theo, just sleeping on the beach. Me, Theo, and the dog, just hanging out. So I dropped the link for the Black Manosphere Conclave. Like I said, get everything set up now because you don't want the prices to go up on you again. And you got payment options. But if you're going to be in Theo's classes, and you're seeing so many people being hired notice this. These guys are not being hired that have been part of Theo's classes after graduation only. In other words, many guys have not even completed Theo's full courses and have been hired, and yet are still in class and have been hired for six-figure jobs. That's the cool part. You can actually still be on your six-figure job and still be in Theo's class as if you ain't even got a job yet. because there's still so much to learn. There's still so many certs to get. So when we say that it's an excellent, excellent investment, do not waste your time and think that it's not, because it actually is. And you don't have to live that Umar life. You do not have to live that Umar life saying, hey, my faithful follower, my bank account is frozen because Theo threw it away. He said, my Dr. Umar voice, he said, go to Miami, go to Miami. I say, go to Miami. Is Trump coming to help Umar, or is he coming for Umar? And Umar, we all had hard times. I'm not here to mock anybody, because I know what it's like to have, and I know what it's like to not have, and I know what it's like to have to rebuild. So I understand that. Shout out to you guys once again on the PayPal and the Cash App. Appreciate you guys. One more thing that we want to announce before we shout out to my man Black Rue in the building. Shout out to you, bro. And Bobby Coltrane of the Coltrane family. We got 38 in the building. Before I go any further, let me go to the next, what I want to share with you guys as well, which is the Rumble link. So if you're not part of Rumble, as you can tell, we are at 407. Our next goal is 500. Our next goal is to have 500 subscribers on Rumble. So if you haven't subscribed to Rumble, make sure you do, because every weekend, every Saturday, we're watching the double feature. Last week was Penitentiary 2 and Strictly Business. The week before that was Warriors Come Out and Play. And then Richard Pryor, Which Way Is Up. Blue Hill Avenue we watched, and House Party 2. We watched Beat Street. You see, I've got my Beat Street t-shirt on right now. We watched Beat Street. Shout out to my uncle for bringing that. And we watched Crush Groovin'. The intro of LL Cool J, Box. We watched Last Dragon. We watched, this was probably one of my favorite weekends, when we watched Dead Presidents of Penitentiary 1. That was one of my favorite ones. House Party and Last Dragon were together. We had Shaft and Jackie Chan Rumble in the Bronx. That was a good one too. We did the Kung Fu movie, The Seven Grandmasters. That was a good movie. The Seven Grandmasters with Hollywood Shuffle with our boy Richie Mack. All throughout the movie, as well as Richie Mack was all throughout House Party 2. Richie Mack been in a few movies, man. Richie Mack has been in his share of movies and quite a few commercials. Richie Mack was the lead pimp in the Pimp Zombies. Pimp Zombies. This was a good weekend too. When we watched the 5 Deadly Venoms and Cooley High, that was a good one too. We watched Superfly. We watched Coffee with Pam Grier. This was our second movie. The third one we're going to be watching this weekend. We watched Dolomite. We watched Three the Hard Way, Into the Dragon. Come on now, we've been doing it, man. We've been doing it, fellas. We watched Truck Turner, the Pimp movie. And we also watched Uptown Saturday Night. We watched Car Wash with Richard Pryor. And we watched Let's Do It Again with Sidney Poitier and Richard Pryor. And we've also watched, we started all off by watching The Mac and the 36 Chambers of Shaolin. Man, that was a good weekend. That was a good weekend right there. We watched The Mac and the 36 Chambers of Shaolin. Oh, that was a good double feature right there. That was a good double feature. I got a few karate movies coming down the turnpike for us again. So I'm gonna drop the link once more for the YouTube channel, so you guys could subscribe to the channel. I mean, to the Rumble channel. It's absolutely free. It not only supports the channel. Yeah, the Pimp Zombies. Richie Mack was the lead pimp, and he was there for the audition. In the scene where they all were doing an audition on Hollywood Shuffle. Shout out to Amos or Amsim. or AMSM. Let's do it like that. AMSM 2025 in the building. He says this. He said, what's going on, Andre? He said, I posted a clip of you on my IG. Shout out to you, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you for the $5 love. Appreciate you, gentlemen. Let's get ready to get started. Remove this down. And let's get ready to get started, gentlemen. I hope I got everybody that came in. Like I said, I think I got Bobby Coltrane, Chris, Theo. Oh, Meek. I didn't get Meek. He said them sisters traveling to get their feelings. I should have skipped you. Them sisters traveling to get their feelings hurt. Shout out to my man Black Rue once again. E-Man once again. Yes, hey man, listen. You talk about self-inflicted pain. You talk about self-inflicted pain. I guess they like, I could do anything a man could do. All right. I got a coochie, so that don't matter. I can get anybody. I got a coochie. All right. I got breasts. I can get anybody. All right. Ain't none of that work. None of it. Let's continue on. Let me change the music, gentlemen. Let me change the music. Turn it down. Put it about right there. And we're going to listen to the sisters talk about their experience.
Sisters, I am going to play a video clip and I'm going to come back and speak on it.
I say that Black women and Asian men are at the bottom of the dating totem pole. Nobody wants either. It's true. Like ask around. And I think that
the dating
totem pole, we're at the bottom. Go to Match.com, go to anyone, and you'll see the least chosen is
people say
Shaquanda and Lee. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, on Tinder, they
on Tinder, they tell you there's statistics. But I do say that the more educated the Black women tend to go, and this is speaking from my own college experience. My girlfriends and I would find that the pool of guys was so limited, and they knew that they were a catch. They knew they were educated. They weren't in jail. They didn't have kids, so they were like, we have options, so it worked for us. And that made it unappealing. Right. So we tend to either, feel
isolated
and feel like discouraged from pursuing, I guess, Black love.
Did you guys notice something? Notice how, to her excuse, especially with Black men, is education. Do you notice how she used that as an excuse not to meet good men, not to meet the men she wants? I know right now she's married, okay? Nonetheless, a lot of sisters have the same mindset as her. You understand what I'm saying? They always complain that men don't want them because they're educated, or men are intimidated because they are educated, because they have this, because they have that. But what's different to realize is no man, and I'm not just talking about just Black men, even men of all race can care less what a woman makes. We just don't. Men just don't ask women for money. It's been that way from the beginning of time. Now, why are we talking about this? Well, we're talking about this because a lot of sisters are struggling in the dating market.
Where are my passport bros at? And I'm not talking about the Americans that go to other countries to find women. I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about y'all men from other countries need to come to America and Christopher Columbus discover my ass, because I rest go.
So she and other women have decided that they are not going to go to another country to get a man. She's decided that the real passport bros are men that come to America for them. That's basically what she said. Shout out to my man Chris. He said, from Chicago, them Chi-Town boys.
And you say Shot City. Shot City. Shot City. Coming home again.
Shout out to Shot to Detroit. Great to see you here as well once again, Chris. Thank you for the $10 love. Yeah, she said they're just being lazy with it. The real passport bros are men that come from other countries to get us. Okay.
So wait a minute. So I'm supposed to leave my country where the women are in shape, domesticated, friendly, feminine, still shower every day, can cook, clean, and have under 100,000 miles on the dashboard. Leave these women to come to the USA and pick up an alpha, high body count, feminist woman with 2 kids that nobody wanted. So I'm supposed to leave Wegmans and Trader Joe's to come shop at your dusty garage sale. Blasphemy.
It's ghetto over here. And I'm not talking about the men. I'm talking about the laws are ghetto, the government is ghetto, the economy is ghetto, and I'm ready to go. Just come get me. Please, it's okay that we don't speak the same language. I will Google translate my love to you, sir. And if you don't got kids, that's cool. I got 2. I got a boy and a girl. Ready-made family waiting on you at the airport.
She said she got a boy and a girl, and she expect a foreign man to use his passport to come all the way from his country where he has no kids to America to help raise her kids. Oh, you can't make this issue up.
What, sir? Please come get me. It's ghetto and I'm ready to go.
Men obtain passports to gain freedom, not to turn themselves into the long arm of the law. Give us free! It's clear that these alpha females have a serious case of penis envy. They want to be a man so bad that it's kind of pathetic. Western men bring value to other countries. We bring money, resources, and stability to any shore we step foot on. These types of women bring liabilities, like fatherless children and college debt. No country or man welcomes modern alpha females because they only bring pestilence and suffrage to the people. Passport bros only work one way.
A lot of sisters are trying to be passport bros, and they're going overseas trying to date. Today, I'm finding it very, very difficult.
It's all right. I haven't had any issues. It's very diverse. It's the same as the States. There's a lot of stuff going on out here, but
we're looking at the difference between brothers in Korea and the sisters in Korea.
You know, it's a fun place.
Me personally, I've made some pretty good connections. I've had like about 2 relationships the past 3 months.
You say, like dating for you, it's a lot easier, or like it's just, I don't know, like a lot harder. Like how would you, like rate it?
Directly answer your question, it's not hard. As long as you know a little bit of Korean, they know a little bit of English, it's like, yeah, I can make it work.
So one of the first things that I heard from basic training was Koreans love black men. They love us. They bold here. They really are bold.
I feel more single being here, and as a black person, I don't have the, unfortunately, confidence to be like, oh yeah, let me just go up to that guy because the language barrier. And in Korea, it's very obvious that like white is the standard. White is like.
Now you notice the difference between how the men speak. One brother said, I've been here 3 months. I've had 2 relationships. Despite the language barrier, many of us go to countries that we aren't, that language is not our first language, yet somehow, some way, we're able to solidify dates, mates, marriage with no issues, even though there's language barriers to a certain extent. But women love to use that language barrier as an excuse.
Preferred like a lighter shade, and if a white girl and a black girl were like standing next to each other, I feel like 9 times out of 10 they would choose the white girl.
I'd say it's kind of like hard because I don't know, I feel like even though Korea's becoming more open, it's still like they still have a lot of stereotypes against black women out here, so they either think we're like really like easy or like down to try like a lot of things, or they're like, kind of just want to try.
Do you have like any unique experiences so far, like going out on dates?
The last guy I went on a date with, and he asked me, and like I was asking him and stuff, and I like standard questions, like, have you ever been with a foreign girl? Have you ever been with like a black woman and everything? And when I asked him that, he's like, yeah, but I don't think I want any N-word kids. He said, I don't think I would want any N-word kids because they would get bullied here in Korea.
So today's story time. How I got played. How this Korean guy played me. When I tell you I thought he was gonna make me his girlfriend that day, like based on all the things that he did and based on our chat, he literally played the crap out of me.
So she got love bombed in Korea. That's what she basically saying.
Talk to this day, no. Do I have him on social media? No. Do I know what's going on with him? No.
And today, we're going to go to Asia. We're going to go to Korea and see how black women that travel overseas for love, looking for Asian men, how it's working out for them. Let's get to it.
Korean men will literally lie to you about anything. Like, he could literally be wearing a Nike shirt, and you're like, hey, baby, what brand is your shirt? Oh, this shirt is Adidas. What? What do you gain from this? This one time, I went out on a date with this little Korean piece, and he was telling me about how rich he is, and how he gonna take care of me, and anything I want, I got it, yada yada, right? We go out to eat, right? We getting Korean barbecue, and he's like, yeah, get all the steak you want. Get all the steak, okay? Anything you want, baby. It's on me. I'm like, hey, say less, okay? Waiter come back. I'm like, I need 12 steaks. Because he paying for it, okay? Okay? We're about to leave, and in most Korean restaurants, they don't...
Now notice how she did that? Instead of being a lady about it on the first date and saying, well, I'll just eat what I have. Thank you very much. Thank you for offering. I might get a dessert later. Instead of doing that, what does she do? Do the exact same thing she would do in the States. Be ghetto about it. Let me get 12 steaks. He paying for it. Remember the sister that ate the 45 oysters because she thought the other dude was paying for it? That's the problem. A lot of times our sisters, hear me out. A lot of times it's not about the race issue as much as you ain't got no class. You cannot take ghettoism to other countries and think that it's going to be accepted like black men in the States accept your ghettoism. We accept it because many of us were raised in the hood. So even when we're out of the hood, we at least understand where you're coming from. We might not date you again, but we understood that there's some sisters that still have their hood mentality. We understand it. You can't expect Korean men to understand, LaQuisha, that you hood and that you don't have any class when it comes to food. Did you ever think that he was just trying to test to see what type of woman you are? And you proved it. You proved it. You act like a woman that ain't never had nothing before. Let me get all these steaks. Let me get this. Let me get extra potatoes. He paying for it. You failed the test. You failed the test. Our brother says, Andre, he said, Will. He said, you can take the girl out of the ghetto, but you can't take the ghetto out of the girl. You ain't never lied, bruh. You have never lied. She's just acting ghetto. Let's put it like this. Based on how she's even talking, telling her story, if somebody would have asked me if she was sitting in Korea today, I wouldn't have believed them. Because she has no ladylikeness about her. Nothing about the Korean women have rubbed off on her to kind of like be a little more docile, a little bit more feminine. None of that has rubbed off. And that's the problem that a lot of these women aren't realizing. And I mean this, guys. When we go to other countries, do you notice how sometimes we pick up on some of how the men handle their manhood? So when you come to South America, you start somewhat treating women like South American dudes do. You notice how sometimes we do that? Because you think to yourself like, wait a minute, in my country, we would have let that slide. But here in Brazil, they don't let that slide. And all of a sudden you stop letting stuff slide that you would have let slide in the States. Why? Because you're picking up on how it's done in that country. Whether you learn the dating rules in China, you learn the dating rules of Hong Kong or Japan. No matter how American you are, you realize as a man, I've got to make some adjustments. We ain't got no problem with that. The problem that our sisters are having is if you're going to these countries with these feminine women that are getting boyfriends, that are getting husbands, that are getting locals, that are getting foreigners, ladies, you need to ask yourself, I need to pick up on some of this femininity that these local women have, because they've got the American black men, American white men doing all the things for them that we wish they would do for us back home. So what is it that if I come to Colombia, what are these Colombian women doing different than what we were doing? Because these black men have no problem with marrying, providing, being in relationships with these women and being in a solidified relationship. What is it that we're doing? That's what you black ladies need to ask yourself. Because as long as you keep on trying to force these men in these other countries to accept you as Big Shirley's, LaQuandas, and Keisha's, it's not working. And for all you pretty sisters, you know, you pretty girls with the pretend femininity, your femininity is good as long as he got some money in his pocket. Don't think that these dudes in Europe, these white boys in Europe, don't know that you using them. Sisters, them white boys in Europe been around beautiful women their whole lives. They just so happen to be white. The only difference between you and your beauty and the white Ukrainian girl's beauty is she white and you black. These dudes recognize beautiful women trying to use them. So don't think that you're going to be going to Europe and use your fake finance femininity to get away with something. All he gonna do is pretend that he like you, take you out to dinner a few times, smash you a few times, and throw you away. He done. So he can say that notch on his belt, yeah, I was with a black woman from the States before. That's it. You have to have genuine femininity. You have to be genuinely supportive, genuinely submissive. If you aren't, it's going to show, ladies, and that's what your problem is in all these other countries. You should learn, you should watch the Korean women and see, okay, let me see how to be feminine like they are. You should be watching the Latin women and say, okay, let me see how these women are feminine. You should watch the Ethiopian women. Okay, let me see how their femininity is. You should be watching the Philippine women, the Thai women, the women that are in certain parts of Europe, and how the European woman dresses to the T just to go to the grocery store. You need to be picking up these traits, ladies. Until you pick up these traits, the local men are not going to deal with you. Why should they? Why should they deal with a ghetto woman or a woman that like a hustle woman? Some of you women are beautiful, but you on a hustle. Why should they deal with you instead of just dealing with the local women that they know that they know? That's the problem. You ladies are going to other countries and you are not changing. You are not changing a bit. And that's what's killing you. He said, Andre going hard 2 days in a row. Salute. He said, insane in the midbrain. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to LJD, Southern Vegan, in the building. Shout out to you. And my man Invest is in the building as well. Appreciate you once again, brother. Yeah. Flicky Sticky's in the building. Shout out to you, brother. Uh-oh, hit the wrong one. Here we go. Here we go. He said, that's too much logic, Dre. I know. This is the funny part. We men do it subconsciously. We'll land somewhere, we're in Uganda. Suddenly, subconsciously, we take on dating traits that some of the Ugandan men use. Now, we stay American, but there are certain traits and certain things that Ugandan women think they can come to us as Americans and get away with because we're not from Uganda. And then after a couple months of being there, all of a sudden we change. And we take on a little bit of the behavior patterns of the males in that country. And that's what makes dating so easier for us. Why? Because we realize me being all American ain't gonna make it in the long run. So I gotta pick up some of the traits of how these Colombian dudes are dating. How is it that a dude that's built like Bugs Bunny in Colombia with them hot chicks? How is it a dude that is short like my grandmama in the Philippines got this gorgeous Philippine girlfriend or wife? So us men know how to sit back and watch. We sit back and we watch. We're like, okay, that's how they doing it. Okay, cool. Let me take on a little bit of that. You know, we take a little bit of that seasoning from each country and make us a relationship stew. Not women. Women will watch all these feminine women in the Philippines that complain. They will watch all these feminine. Think about it. Let's be real, guys. They will go from feminine country to feminine country. They will go to Panama, where the sisters are feminine. They will go to Colombia. They will go to Brazil. They will go to parts of Africa. They will go to Ethiopia, Morocco, the Middle East. They'll go to EU. I mean the EUA, the EAU, the UAE, the UAE. My bad. And they'll go to those places. They'll go to China. They'll go to Japan. They'll go to Thailand. They'll go to Vietnam. They'll go to parts of Europe. But they will never purposely look at how these European women dress when they go to the grocery store. Let me start doing that. Let me start dressing like these. Dude, Andre was telling me the other day, she said, we're at a restaurant. She said, me and my mom, we're at a restaurant. I think it was her mother's birthday because it was a couple of days ago. Her birthday and Jeffrey. Shout out to my Uncle Jeffrey. And Andre was telling me a story. She said a woman walked in to the restaurant with her friends. She said, and we knew right out the gate, these were American women. Hands down, no questions. From how they carried themselves and from how they dressed. How they dress. That stands out so much. American women do not know how they, like, you see sisters, they love wearing neon colors. You notice that? I don't know where that trend came in. Neon yellow, neon pink, neon green. I don't know where that neon comes from, but every time you turn around, a sister got some neon on when they're on vacation. They show the most amount of skin, and it doesn't look. See, it's one thing to look sexual, and a lot of sisters come to these countries and they walk in the restaurants and they look sexual. Colombian women and women in Brazil can look sexy. You see the difference? They can show their abs and still look sexy. They can show a little bit of legs with a skirt on and still look sexy. They don't have to look sexual. These women in South America can wear a pair of jeans and a t-shirt and a pair of sneakers and still make it look sexy. Why? Because it still comes along with feminine energy. The clothes are encasing feminine energy, to whereas no matter what American women wear, you can tell that they're American because that masculine energy walk in the room with them. They aren't going to these other countries and learning. They're not willing to learn, to whereas we are. And that's what's killing them. They do not take time out to learn. Going to all these feminine countries, going to all these countries where these women cook, going to all these countries where these women clean, going to all these countries where these women are family oriented, going to all these countries where these women are supportive and submissive, going to all these countries where the women go to the gym all the time. You never see sisters have, it's rare that you see a sister on TikTok talk about that she going to the gym. I just got back from the gym while she was in Europe. I just got back from the gym while she's in Thailand. I just went to the gym downstairs in my apartment because my apartment complex has gym. You never see them sisters do videos on treadmills while they're in China. Treadmills while they're in the Philippines. Treadmills. You see them walking through Portugal, but you don't see them on treadmills in Portugal, lifting weights in Portugal. But if you go to Portugal, if you go to Germany, if you go to the Philippines, if you go to Thailand, if you go to certain parts of Africa, if you go to Brazil, Ecuador, Panama, Colombia, these gyms stay packed full of the women that are the locals. But the American women and Canadian women and UK women don't take on that trait. And then they complain why you can't get a man, because you can't compete. You can't compete with that local woman that stays in the gym 5 days a week. You can't compete with a woman that cooks for her man 5 days a week. You can't compete with a woman that could do her man's nails, could do her man's toes. You can't compete with a woman that introduces that man to her family. You expect these American men in Medellin to sleep with you after that man has met his girlfriend's family? And the family cook for him, and he's supposed to just leave them alone and leave her alone because you just so happen to be American like he is. That doesn't make any sense. Until American, Canadian, and UK women learn from these locals and stop looking at them like this is a third world. Your dating life is third world. These ladies got a first world dating life. You got money. You come from UK, United States, and Canada, and your dating life third world. Your dating life is third world in your own country, and your dating life is third world in another country. The best that you could hope for is somebody to casually smash you. It's sisters that are traveling to Thailand right now, struggling to get somebody to get a coochie to. And I mean struggling. Hope somebody will walk up on them. Some of them sisters will give a homeless dude that coochie, they so horny. Because they don't want to take on the feminine traits of the local women. And that's what's killing them. That's what's killing them. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to Neo in the building. Shout out. Neo snuck up in here. Neo says, most of these ladies out here are running on outdated software, and they need a system update. But Lizzo don't want to click install. Click that install button, Lizzo. Go to these countries hey ladies, we know that we need to hit the gym. We ain't got no problem. First, we do it for our health. Secondly, we know if we go to the gym in all these other countries, it's eye candy galore. You can meet somebody in the gym or meet somebody that knows somebody. But ladies, nah. And they walk around pissed. And I mean pissed. Ronan said, that's a fact, Dre. He said, instead of them learning from the women in those countries, they try to change them to their way of thinking. Absolutely correct. I kid you not. And I see you dudes. We get off the plane in these new countries and we'll have America all over us, right? And within a couple of weeks of dating, we kind of like glance at the local dudes. And we kind of like sit back and just watch. Okay, in this country, you do. Okay, right, in this country, you do that and that. Okay, so, that's how he got her. And then we come back with it, almost like we come back with a couple of weeks and like, okay, now this is how I do it. And bam, you picked up some of the traits of the local dudes, and all of a sudden your dating life just kicks in. You ain't even thought about pay for play no more. Why? Because you got the routine. You know exactly what to do. You know exactly what to say. You know exactly where to go. You know exactly how it works out. Why? Because you watch some of the local, not all of the local dudes, but some of the local dudes. I still sit back and I watch the local. I be seeing dudes, bruh. I see dudes in Colombia that look like Fred Flintstone's twin with a bad Colombian that's built like Wilma. I'm gonna say that again. Don't let that slide. You see how big Fred Flintstone was and how short and big Barney Rubble was? You see how fine Betty and Wilma was compared to their husbands? That's Colombia. That's Colombia. If you ever want a metaphor for Colombia, anybody that's been to put a 1 in the comment section if I'm telling the truth. Put a 1 in the comment section if you've been to Colombia and you notice these dudes are built like Fred Flintstone, short as Barney Rubble, but they women are fine like Wilma and Betty. Put a 1 in the comment section if I'm telling the truth. If you've seen that here in Colombia, and you be scratching the back of you like, how the hell? And you know in Colombia, they only make on average $300 a month. That's another thing they be having you like, how the hell is a dude that built like Fred Flintstone only making $300 a month? And he got a baddie like that. And they got 2 kids. And them kids look like their mama and their daddy. So you know them his kids. Dude, I've been here almost a decade and I still scratch my head. I'll be in the mall having drinks with you guys, drinking some beers, just be looking. I'll be like, how the hell? And they little woman just be, and this is the funny part, they little woman just be as happy as can be. That dude built like Fred Flintstone, she built like Wilma and Betty, and she be so happy. Can't nobody, I wish you would try to come and take her man. That's the other part they give me. You try to take a Colombian woman man from her. You in for it. That's the part that get me. Shout out to all you guys that put the ones up there. Yeah. And so you just sit back, you kind of learn. But the women, they don't do that. They don't do what we do. They just come here and try to change and reprogram. He said, Dre, that's Mexican neighborhoods in America. Yup. If you don't preach. If you don't preach. That's Mexican neighborhoods in America. Absolutely. He said, I've never been. He said, excited though. I kid you not. When you come here, you're gonna be looking like, what? That's half of your experience in Colombia. You're gonna be looking like, I'm not seeing what I'm seeing, right? Yeah, you seeing what you seeing. You are seeing what you're seeing. A hot young Colombian. And this is the other part. A lot of times, they don't even be the same age in Colombia or Brazil. You'll see a dude that's 45 years old, built like Fred Flintstone, with a 31-year-old. They got 2 kids. And she's still a baddie. And that's the norm. That's the norm. It ain't like I'm talking about anomalies. That's the norm. You like, man, listen. What is these older Colombian dudes doing to get these young girls? You sit back, you watch it, you learn. Yeah, T-Mac said, he said, I want salsa dancing. He said, I want salsa dancing tonight. He said, and I sing normal Colombian dudes with some hotties, just regular dudes. Regular dude. Man, I was in one of the clubs that's around here, Club Living, right? Now, this is a VIP, just humongous club, this huge club, right? Very famous in Colombia. Man, I'm sitting up there watching this corny looking, regular looking, t-shirt wearing Colombian skinny dude built like Bugs Bunny. No chest, all stomach, right? True story. He got 2 hotties kissing each other. They kiss him and then kiss each other. Kiss him and then kiss each other. I'm like, this a regular? This wasn't like no dude that's like in our country. You got to pop 15 bottles, get them all drunk, and then I'm like, I'm scratching the back of my head like I'm Martin. How the hell this regular dude get in the club with a t-shirt on? And he got 2 hotties kissing each other. They just dancing. He kiss them, then they kiss each other again. And he kissed one, kissing. I'm like, man, I ain't mad at you, young bro. I am not mad at you, young brother. Do your thing. He said, my one is in the Philippines. Yep. Facts, man. We go to countries and learn. Shout out to my man, Black Newbie, them Canadian boys. Shout out to you.
I told this guy where I was from. He said, oh, Canada.
Shout out to you. He said, Bobby, facts. Facts. Yes, sir. Shout out to my man Ross in the building. Ross says this. He said, wow. He said, Ross said, I've never been excited though. Welcome, Ross. Appreciate you being here, brother. And Chris says this. He said, Dre, I noticed that when you play the cowgirls at the end of your show, men look at the regular cowboy. He said, but they're women. Oh my God. Bruh. That's the other thing. When you just seeing these cowboys. Now, we know that even in the States, cowboys, if they're doing it right, they got a nice ranch and they're making money. Same thing here in Colombia. But you be seeing these cowboys, you looking like the regular old, built like Fred Flintstone dudes with them fine cowgirls on their horses. And you better believe them dudes got about 2 or 3 side chicks too. 2 or 3 families. Yes, sir. Let's get back to the video. Let us get back to the video. And let sisters start learning. Let sisters start learning to be like the women in those countries. They're going to keep on getting the results like this young lady is talking about.
give you a bill. What you do is, on your way out, there's usually a little like stand where the cashier will like check you out on your way out, right? Okay, so we standing at the stand and I'm just my man got money, okay, he got money, okay, listen, and he's like, so we finna go Dutch or what's up? I'm like, who? We finna go what? I thought you said you had money. I mean, yeah, like I got money, but I didn't bring it all with me. So like, if we could just, you know what, fool? Here, I'm out of here. What are you talking about?
So, gentlemen, what I'm gonna do, instead of giving my thoughts after each clip, I am just gonna play all the clips back to back. Okay? Then afterwards, I will close out with my final thoughts. Okay? Let's start with the first video.
The first thing that you need to know is that most Korean men are just not that interested in dating a foreigner. And the very slim few who are interested in dating a foreigner, there's a racial hierarchy out there that you need to consider. Usually they will go for Asian first, white second, Latina third, and then black women last. So unfortunately, black women are often the very bottom of the totem pole when it comes to Korean men wanting to dating foreigners.
My dating experience in Korea hasn't been so great, and I learned kind of the hard way Korean people don't really like black women so much. So I've tried to use a lot of Korean dating apps, and I used a lot of American dating apps, Bumble, Hinge, Tinder, etc., etc. And usually Korean people, if I use a Korean app, I get a lot of negative responses, and Korean people have told me I shouldn't be on the app, and they're not looking for people my color, things like that.
How has the dating experience been in Korea?
Not great, I'll be honest. Most guys either want to talk to a black girl, and this is just my experience, either because they think I'm very hip, and they're like, oh my god, I love your tooth gems, you must be into rap or something, and like he's over there like having some sort of locks on his hair, even though he's Korean. They just want to try you because you're black, like you're a black girl, so it's like very new and you're different, and it's like, oh, who's this exotic girl? I mean, I've been told that many times, like, you're very exotic, can I talk to you? And I'm there like, what? Like, that's the only compliment I had. And another one I've had was when he said to me is, you're so pretty for a black girl. Like, you're the prettiest black girl I've ever seen. And I'm there like, do you think that's a compliment? Dating here is quite interesting.
I feel more single being here, and as a black person I don't have the, unfortunately, confidence to be like, oh yeah, let me just go up to that guy, because the language barrier. And in Korea it's very obvious that like white is the standard, white is like preferred, like a lighter shade. And if a white girl and a black girl were like standing next to each other, I feel like 9 times out of 10 they would choose the white girl, because it's kind of what they've been shown as popular and mainstream and attractive.
So it really depends on the person. So unless that person is a dickhead or kind of bitchy, that person may not be willing to introduce you to the eligible bachelors that they know, because they could see you as competition. And if they're competing for the same attention and affection from people, they might look at you as of someone who could possibly take away from that. So they may not want to introduce you to the people they know.
So everything that this person commented about like being invisible to like local men,
and she said, my thoughts of foreign women dating in Asia as a married black woman who's lived in Asia for 13 years.
Being very safe and like, you know, but also don't like come here if you know, are looking to find a man. It is very hard. So the rules that apply to the men, as far as like being like LBHs and like charisma man and being able to like pick up, even though you're like average or below average in the looks or the body department for men, that does not apply to women. Now,
notice how she did that. That was passive aggressive statement. You know, for men, they could come here basically mongering, even though they look below standards. Whose standards? Sis, you got to realize, just because a guy didn't make your standards in the States or in another country doesn't mean that a guy doesn't make the standards for men, for women in the new countries. I'll tell you what I mean by that, gentlemen. In the States, what do they say about height? If you ain't 6 feet, you ain't for me. I've had women that I've conversed with, friends of mine, They are 5'1". I'm like, what are you gonna do with a 6-footer? I say, you better be happy if a dude 5'5" walk up on you, you good. But in the States, you below par. The way black women and white women and Latin women, they try to sell it as if you got to be a 6-footer, right? No other country talks like that. So while this black woman is talking with a stateside mindset, meaning if you're not this, you're not that, you're subpar. In other countries, listen, if in Colombia, we already know, if you 5'7", you good. You 5'9", you taller than the average. There is no stigma on height. Dude, come on, guys. Same thing in Southeast Asia. They're used to men that are not 6-footers. So nobody's talking like that. They brag on 5'10". I got me a man, he 5'10". So she tried to come like with a jab towards you guys. You know, you're subpar. Maybe we might be subpar in America. You know what? Maybe because we're men of education and American women, like they men, kind of dummy down. You know, if you're not on the T app, you're not what American women want. You know, on the T app, they got all the pretty boys that have ran through all the women. Oh, we're gonna do a video on the T app because they found out that through the breach that all the pretty boys and the players on the T app, and you know what the women are using the T app for now? They thought it was going to be an app to protect each other from, you don't date this dude, don't date that dude. You know what women are using the T app for? As soon as a woman posts on the T app, do you know the dude that they post get 15 to 20 DMs as far as, girl, what's his name? What's his number? Where is he from? These dudes are literally running through the women that are not only posting on the T app, other men, but since women can come on and don't necessarily have to post, there are thousands upon thousands of women around the United States that are trying to smash the dudes that are known for smashing chicks on the T app. In other words, everything that Red Pill, Manosphere, Kevin Samuels, Angry Man, and others have said about women dating the same men and wanting to date the same men, the T app is literally statistically proven it to be true. If you're a dog and you treat women like trash and you make it to the T app, bruh, you ain't never got to go on Tinder and nothing else ever again. Women are going to be coming to you. That's how women are using the T app now. Shout out to Kings. Man, I meant to call you too. Kings and Dreams in the building. He said, big up, Dre. In the chat, he said, Latam and the C ladies just want you to at least be their height. Absolutely correct. Southeast ladies, Southeast Asia, as well as women in Latin America, at least if you at the same height, if you're a couple inches taller, it's cool. But if you ain't, man, you know how many short couples I see walking around here happy as can be. Happy as can be. He said they do love them tall men, though. Absolutely correct. All the women do, but it's not a must, and that's the cool part. You know, me and Jay, we tall dudes, but it ain't a must-have. It is not a disqualifier. He said chicks are stupid. They are literally created, yep, the pre-selection app. That's exactly what it is. That's literally, like I said, next week I'm putting together the series on the T app. Bruh, these dudes, I mean, they running through them women. They running through them women. It's dudes that been in prison and went through several women, and they put them on the T app, and them dudes got 9, 10, 12 more women to run through. These women funny. He said women want what women want what other women want. That is so true. So true, Esco. And Sagar said K Sagar said this. He said I never let Mexican women go for. He said I never seen Mexican women go for tall dudes. If anything, it repels them. You know what? Never thought about that. Unless the Mexican woman got a little height. You right. They not as much as running to the height game as much you will see, other women in the States will go to. That is true. They like, if you're a good man, no matter what height, you've made it. Shout out to you once again with the $20 love, Kings and Dreams. Let's get back to the video, gentlemen.
I would say, like, I would have this conversation with black women, but black people ain't going nowhere without researching. Is it racist? What's the food like? Can I live? Black people are researching.
Nope, that's black women doing that research. Okay. Let's be honest. Put a 1 in the comment section if you literally researched a country to see if they're racist. I didn't. Just about every country I've been to, I never even thought I was gonna have an issue. I have never said, I kid you not, you could put if you did, go ahead, brother. You can put that in the comment. I never have. I have never taken the time out, right? I never thought about it. If y'all want the truth as a black man, like the rest of many of you guys, I have never, dude, all throughout Europe, we weren't thinking about, oh man, they're not gonna serve us because I'm black and she's Latin. We ain't think about that. Dude, I spend more time wondering if somebody gonna catch on that I'm American. If you want the truth, I'd be like, okay, I'm good. I go ahead, order from this restaurant. But as soon as they find out another American, get him out of here. He's an American. He's one of those Trump lovers. I worry about, I've never researched the country. I've never thought about that, man. Never thought about that. So when she sat back and said, black people, the most that black men will look for, the top 10 countries with the finest black women. The top 3 countries with the most Blasians. The top 5 countries with the fattest behinds on the women. The 7 countries with the most beautiful faces. The countries with the most faithful women. That's us. That's what we be researching. Top 7 countries with the most beautiful. Country with the most dimples. Okay, country. Which country got women with the most dimples? Okay, there we go. Countries with women with the prettiest feet. Okay, we looking for the prettiest feet. We're gonna go to the countries with the women with the prettiest feet. Countries with women with the most recipes. We gonna debunk that little woman on Kevin Samuels that says she don't need no recipe book. We're gonna go to the countries with the most recipes. That's us. See what I'm saying? That's how we do. Countries with the hottest nerd chicks. What country got the baddest, cutest nerd chicks that wear glasses? I need the nerd chicks with the glasses. Okay, let me send. That's what we be looking for. He said, I'm guilty of researching countries with women with the biggest. Right. That's us. I ain't sat back and thought about what nobody in Portugal gonna think. I ain't thought about what nobody in Poland gonna think. Romania. Man, if I was single in Romania, I know what would happen in Romania. Danger. I'm running through there like a plague. That's how men think. Men don't, yeah, right. Which female love? What country with the best female that love anime the most? Oh yeah, let me go and get that anime countries. That list of 7 anime countries. Yeah, that's how we do. Right. He said Uganda for the win. Shout to man Sean D. Up, Sean, my brother. Appreciate you being here. He said, hitting here. He said, I'm sitting here watching you on the 60-inch with my drink in hand. Looking good, big bro. Appreciate you, brother, on the 60-incher. Richie Mack just dropped a video. Elle had a really nice dress that she surprised Richie with. So Richie did like a YouTube short on it. And so Elle was modeling the dress, and it was cute, right? All of a sudden, Elle kind of like walked this way, and I don't see nothing in the background, but on a giant television screen, Andre and Andrea in the background talking during the year. I said, is that us? And just a big old screen with me and Andrea just having a conversation. I forgot what the topic was. Oh, you too. Let's go. Shout out to you guys that's showing love on the big screen. Minus the drink. Yeah, I'm enjoying coffee. Andrea and I will be going to a salsa concert right around the corner from here that I discovered. And so we're going to be going there later on this evening, just enjoying some salsa on a great date night. Weather is excellent for you guys that'll be coming down for Petronio Alvarez Festival in 2 weeks. But yeah, we don't go. They say, man, yeah, you just saw that video with Richie Mack and Elle. Yeah, Elle modeling, looking all cute and everything. She's showing Richie the dress. And she kind of like panned over. She kind of like kept on walking and pan. All of a sudden, you see right behind her this big giant screen. My face like, and then she walks a little further, and Andrea's right there. And I'm like, oh, okay. You saw it too? Okay, cool. Shout out to all 94 people in here in the building. Appreciate you guys being here. Make sure you click that like button. We like you. We really do. Make sure you like us too. Let's get back to these sisters that are struggling to find love in Korea. Now, this young lady says she's married. She lived in Korea for 13 years. And she's telling sisters, don't come if you're looking for something serious. Now, you might find somebody if you want to get your back blew out, sisters. That's a might. But don't come to Korea if you want something serious. That's what she's saying.
Everything. Just so you guys know, Black people, before we go anywhere, we're looking it up to see, like, is it going to be safe for us? It is a very common practice amongst Black people. But that's that. Now, white women. The rules that apply to white men when they move to Asia and like just being able to come over, that does not apply to you. Like you cannot be like, I know this sounds really mean and judgy. And this, if you don't like men, come to Asia, girl. If you don't care about men and you think that most of them are a piece of shit, come on over. Now, if you are like, I would like to have a boyfriend. I would like to have a partner.
Right.
It is very, very hard. Again, the rules that apply to white men about being below average or like average looks wise, if you come over and that's like your vibe, it is going to be, you're likely not going to date. Even if you are above average or like in the top 1 percentile when it comes to like looks and body and whatever, it is still a dogfight. I have had many a drink with like baddies, like stunning, beautiful white women who are like, what's the fucking problem? Like they're literally confused. Like, and I mean stunning, good job, money. And it actually sounds very similar to the same like issues that Black women have in the US where they're like, I've got a good job. I work out. I'm in therapy. I'm working on myself. I look, and they're not even doing all that, but they look good. Body T, all that struggle bus.
So she's saying that white girls that come from Europe are struggling to find Asian men that want to take them serious. And she's saying these white girls have all the qualifications that Black women brag about in the States. I got a good job. I make good money. I got a nice car. Everybody knows me. It's like I'm a movie star, right? Shout out to the Ghetto Brothers. And when they go to another country, these white women that are gorgeous and everything, the Asian dudes are still like, I might date you. I might not date you. I might smash you. I might not smash you. I'm gonna tell you something, man. If I was single, ain't no way in hell I'll be touching them sisters from the States. I know partners, man, that still sleep with sisters from the States while in another country. I'll be like, what? Yeah, man. I met this sister, man, and I had to hit it, dog. You sleeping with sisters from the States while you outside of the States? Wait a minute. You in Colombia, you can have a share of 85 different cultures in one country, and you smashing sisters from the States because you don't know Spanish? Bruh, do you know how much? Okay, put a 1 in the comment section if you ever in any country got some Google Translate coochie. None of you don't. She don't know your language. You don't know her language, but you pulled out that phone and that Google Translate got that coochie that night. Put a 1 in the comment section if you have ever had some Google Translate coochie. For all this to encourage all you dudes that think that you need to know the language 100% before you get on that plane. We are here to tell you that dang Google Translate, bruh, that Google Translate, and now WhatsApp even does Google Translate. That Google Translate, man, you sitting up there like this, well, take your panties off. Here you go. Gemini, yep, the Gemini app. WhatsApp does it now. This just to encourage all you dudes. I want these dudes to put these ones. Thank you very much, gentlemen. I want these dudes to put the 1 in the comment because I wanted you guys that think that you coming to these other countries and that, man, I don't know Spanish like that. I don't think nobody gonna want me. Shh. Who told you that? Them people still in the States with you told you that? Don't trust what people that live in the States that ain't never been nowhere before got to say about these other countries that we go to. Because people in the States will tell you that every country is third world but the United States. They'll tell you Canada is third world. They will tell you Japan is third world. They will tell you that China is third world. Australia is third world. United States will tell you every country is third world. Then as soon as you get there, you see so much that is better than the United States. The malls, the food, the medical, the people. And the Google Translate, man, shoot. That Google Translate is your friend. You be walking, dude, you be in the mall, walking, minding your business. You see one of them fine people that work, sisters that work in the mall, man, you just walk your boy right over there. Bam. All of a sudden, you got the Instagram and the phone number. Kiss on the cheek and keep on walking. Am I lying? It ain't like in the States where you get to walk up on a female. No, I got a man. Oh, me and my girlfriend, we together. No. Man, please. Thank you, gentlemen. Man, we were dastardly with the Google Translate smashing. Orgasms know no language. I'll say that one again. Orgasms know no language. She busting and you busting. That's universal right there. She gonna bust a couple, you gonna bust a couple. That's universal right there. She done curled up on your chest as if she found the one. You done beat that coochie up like you Jet Li. Come on now. You doing acrobats in that coochie like you Jackie Chan. You doing that coochie so good, so smooth, like you It Mom. Just you just beating that coochie up. Yep, moans are spoken in every language under the sun. That's to encourage all you dudes. Shout out to them Texas boys. Shout out to them Texas boys. Sean said this. He said, hell, he said, I got some sign language vagina. Woo, that's how you do it. He said, Google Translate is a damn upgrade. hey, bruh, I wish I had me some sign language stories to tell. I ain't got none. I ain't gonna even lie. I wish I did. That's a good one, Sean. Yeah, shout out to them Detroit, Texas boys. Let's go. He said, I never did that. He said, but I done slept on Time Kettle. He said, but don't sleep on Time Kettle. I'm gonna check that out. Or should I check it out? He said, real-time translator right in your earbud. Oh yeah, the one that's a translator. I know exactly what you're talking about. Thank you very much, gentlemen. All the ones stand up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about, man. I know I ain't crazy. When these females be talking about it's the language barrier, I'm like, shh. For who? For you. And then don't be coming to these countries, and then you find out these chicks have been studying English, so they want to practice a little bit of English with you, and you want to practice a little bit of Spanish with them, or Thai with them, or whatever languages that's in that country with them. Shh. Man, they'd be so happy to find somebody to practice their English with. You could have swore she knew no English, and all of a sudden she just started breaking out with her little bit of English, and she be feeling like, well, my English is bad, and she be talking just as clear as you do. And you like, how your English is bad? It's bad. It's good? Yeah, girl, your English is good. Am I lying? Am I lying? Do they always do that? They have no confidence in the English, and the English be just as clear as yours. You be like, where'd you learn English from? Music and movies? Music and movies? How come I can't pick up on my Spanish shit with music? I've been to the music and movies for the last 7, 8, 10 years. They be loving English on you, man. It be just as clear and crisp. Shout out to all you gentlemen here. For real, Black Nubian, man, it'd be the funniest thing, man. And they swear that their English is not good. No, my English is not good. Let's get back to the video. Let's watch this sister complaining about she right now she's warning sisters that it is hard to find love. I know, Ronan, right? Right. Sean with the sign language. I ain't mad at you, brother. How do you say yams to a deaf girl? How do you say, can I get them yams?
Struggle bus. And they're struggle busing, pulling up to white men who are below their standards, and the white men are like, no, I want to see what my options are. And the men just come here and they're like Peter Pan. They never have to grow up if they don't want to. And the environment allows them to do as such. So you could, like, my suggestion, if you want to come over here as a white woman and like be in a relationship, you need to find your partner where you live. And then you're going to be like, do you want to come and move to Asia with me? And make sure that you're coming over with somebody that you trust, that's not going to like come here and then be a donkey when they get here. But like, that would be the way that I would do it. Because if you do it any other way, girl, it's struggle bus. I don't want it to be all gloom and doom. I do know 3 different couples that have met here in Asia. First, Black woman with a Black man. He was French African. She is American. Literally, she'd been here for like 2 years. She worked for a big company. I'm not going to say which one. Anyway, she worked for a big company. He had been here for 5 days. Five days. Black women, you have 5 days. And she literally met him, was like, you're cute. Then she was like, next day, let's meet. Next day, let's meet. Next day, let's meet. She kept him like, she was like, every day. He'd gone here for 5 days. He didn't.
She did it like the local women. You caught that? She did it like the local women. Come on now, you guys have been to Colombia. You know, Colombian women, like the first, like if they scoop you up, like the second day, Do not Colombian women like they ain't talk about no. Well, let's go out on a date in 2 weeks. Not like the States, or let's wait till the weekend. Not like the Colombian women are like, if I met you today, we going on our first coffee date this afternoon. Tomorrow we going on a real date. The next day I'm gonna be cooking for you. The next day I'm introduce you to my mama. The next day I'm gonna introduce you to my mama, to my dad's side of the family. Come on now. The next day, it's the weekend now. I could take you salsa dancing or bachata, or I could take you bachata dancing, or I could take you cumbia dancing. The next, come on now, am I lying? Man, you on a 7-day trip. You meet a Colombian woman or a Brazilian woman or a Thai woman or a Philippine woman. Man, you might as well be ready, because they gonna put you on lockup. Because they already know you get one free moment, it's going to be 10 other women trying to scoop you up. So the one thing I can say is that black sister that did get her African man, she sat back, watched the local women, and she did what the local women did. He said, he a dumbass too. He said 5 days he didn't let the new city breathe. Yeah, me too. I agree with you. Bro, I agree with you 100%. I'm thinking like, okay, he was an African brother. Was he an African brother with money, or he was an African brother that could just smash real good? Because, you know, you got some African brothers that come over and they're students and they ain't got no money. But she saw what she saw. She liked what she liked. And she said she had a good job, so she had money. And she was scheduling the dates. Notice that she kept saying that she kept doing this and she kept doing that. That means she kept coming out that pocket to that African dude. Because she ain't scheduling dates for an African dude that just got into the country. He ain't even got settled down yet. But shout out to them. She did it the right way. He said, black women trying to give white women dating advice. Shout out to you. He said, which date will she seduce Chewy? For real. That's what that is. Probably date number one. Date number one. As soon as they see Chewbacca, they're gonna go get their dog, and then you and her are gonna be dog walking from now on. That's how Colombia is. Don't be coming down here with no dog. As much as they love pets, shit. Pets go everywhere. Restaurants. You be like, people got their dogs in here? Restaurants, skating rinks, bowling alleys. Yeah, walking through the mall with their dogs all the time. So yeah. Crazy times we're in. That sister had a good job, but she did what she had to do. Shout out to my man Zeta in the building. Let's continue on with the video.
He didn't get a whiff of the Singapore. He didn't get a whiff of anything. She just locked him up, and then they have a baby, and then she moves to France with him. So if you want to, you can do that. You can do that. But you black women, I think you have 5 days. I know another couple, both of them are French. However, I think French men tend to like French women. So like that's just like, I think if you're French, maybe it's easier. He was here for 2 weeks. She had been here for a year. He was here for 2 weeks. And she was like, nah. Locked him in. The other way, a couple that I know, she had been in Asia for like maybe a few years, and he had been in Asia for like more than a decade. And he was a little bit of a hoochie mama when he was here for that decade. And then towards the end of his hoochie mama tour, he was like, you know what? I'm done trying to do something strange for some change. I want to have a nice girl that reminds me of my home state, you know, in the US. I want to get like a nice like girl. And let me tell you, white woman, she's stunning. She's very pretty. Met her in Asia and now locked in, kids, all the things. So it can happen. But like, so to the women who are dating in Singapore, like your man might just be out there being a hoochie mama right now. And then like, I can't do it now.
To be honest, I never ever date a Korean guy. It will be possible, but for me, I'm a tall girl, black. The first thing I noticed when I say I try to, is like flirting with a guy, or else I really felt the difference between being a foreigner girl as a black person and also the Korean girls. They like separate the both.
That's the she look obviously she looks Blasian, but I'm trying to pick up on the accent. I got the email. I think it was you, Chris, that sent me an email. Yep, I got it from you, Chris. Shout out to you with the $5 love. He said emailed you a video and a link to check out the bonnet clip I did of you. Okay, cool. Shout out to you, brother. I appreciate that. Let's see. He say so lose weight. He said bring Chewbacca. Yeah, bring Chewie. Bring him to the mall. Check, without a doubt. With and I just saw this the other day too, man. I saw a cutie walking down the street. You know, you just walking. I think I was coming from the gym. I saw a cutie walking down the street, and I saw a dude walking with his dog, just minding his business. Man, she saw that dog, just a cute little dog. She saw that dog. She was about to cross the street, and she just turned around and just, bam, conversation started right then and there in front of me. They didn't know each other or anything. But because she saw his cute dog, she decided not to walk across the street and start a conversation with him. She started petting this man dog and everything. I'm like, you could tell that they didn't know each other from Adam and Eve. But because of the scenario, if you're a dude with a pet, yep. He said, then Nerdy Columbia, love him, would try to kidnap me. He said, I'm staying home. You get here, that's the last place you're going to stay, is at home.
And I was so shocked because I thought about the fact that since when doesn't matter, like where you come from or your skin color. It should be only like the personality or if you feel attracted to that person. But I was like, I'm black, I'm really tall, and I do speak Korean. So I was like trying the both way. Okay, let's see if what's the problem. So first, if I talk with a guy, I can feel like really okay to speak in Korean, okay to speak in English. But then when I saw that some of the guys that I wanted were like not really into it, I really felt directly what was the problem, only my skin color and where I came from.
It's been ingrained in their head that they must love and procreate and marry someone who's Korean, especially if they're the only son or the only child. It's pretty much expected that they're supposed to marry a Korean. So unless you managed to find or got really lucky and you managed to find a Korean who's like really independent minded and super rebellious, the likelihood of that Korean person in your life wifing you up is pretty much not going to happen. Not saying it's impossible, but incredibly unlikely. Don't say I didn't warn you.
I like the fact that she doesn't try to sugarcoat her experiences, like everything's all roses and butterflies and shit like that. Because I think that that's also a big reason why there's so many black women, especially, being victimized in Korea right now. Y'all be out here trying to sell this dream that Korea is somehow magically going to transform you.
You saw how masculine they are, how jealous and envious and bitter they are. This woman is nothing but 100% bitterness. Just add water. She is mad. At least the other women were kind of cordial by saying, hey, it's going to be hard out here. It's not going to be simple. But this one right here, she hurt.
Into like from the ugly duckling into the swan, like the beautiful swan, and it's like it doesn't happen that way here. Like all you're gonna really experience when you come over here is more racism, colorism. What we're talking about is just the fact that you're not escaping what you really think you're escaping. It is delusional.
Here's the part. Yeah, she needs to smoke some weed. Yeah, she go ahead, fire it up, little mama. Whatever you got, a candle, some weed, I don't know what it is, some incense, go ahead, fire it up. We as men understand that there are some racial incidences and situations, no matter what country we go to, us men of color, black and brown. We understand that. But based off the experience that I've had and many of you talk about, if you want the truth, in the grand scheme of things, I'm being honest for real. In all the countries that I've been to, y'all ready? Ain't none of them treated me as bad as the United States. None of them. I ain't had one French woman when I was in France look at me with her purse and clutching her pearls. When I walked into a restaurant with Andrea in UK, now one time I was feeling like, oh my God, they're being racist. They only gave us 2 biscuits instead of 3. You got people in the United States still getting hung. Black people still getting hung in the United States. The only people that you ever notice, if you go on TikTok, the only people you ever notice that are complaining about racial issues in the grand scheme of things, Black women. They think that every time somebody look at them is racial. If somebody don't look at them, if you notice that, if somebody looks at them, it's racial. If somebody compliments them, it's racial. But if they ignore them, that's racial. If they date them, you're only fetishizing, that's racial. But if they don't date them, that's racial. To where us men who are Black, like, if she don't date me, cool. I'm gonna walk across the street to her. Dude, ain't none of us come to any of these countries thinking that everybody was gonna like us and everybody's gonna be attracted to us. Most of us men come to these countries like, listen, if I can't smash, my old motto, I got women by the dozen. If I don't fuck you, I'm gonna fuck your cousin. I got more holes than a screen door. What I normally do, I treat you like a postage stamp, baby. I'm gonna lick you, stick you, and send you on your motherfucking way. Just like a postage stamp. That used to be my motto. I got women by the dozen. If I ain't fucking you, I'm fucking your cousin. It was never a scenario of if this particular woman or these particular woman that's right in front of me don't like me, that is racism. No, because I'm gonna turn my head and there's some other fine chicks over there. Yes, sir. You know that 313. You know how we talk.
You better back the fuck up out my face, goddammit. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me.
You know how we talk in Detroit, that old pimp language. That's serious, man. We don't go through that. And I think I don't like when women try to sit back and say Black people go through. No, y'all go through that. Sisters, y'all go through that. Y'all on TikTok and Instagram complain about that. Every blue moon, you will see a video where a brother said, y'all was in Italy, and I think I felt some racism because they did that. That's every blue moon you'll see a brother say, yeah, I was in Dubai and I felt a little racism. Every blue dude, I'm always on TikTok looking up content. So I can tell you, it's rare that you see brothers post in any of these countries, for the most part, that they experience blatant, right in their face racism. The only now, putting it on TikTok, Black women travel racism. Dude, you can pick from thousands. You can put the blindfold on, you can pick from 1,000 videos. They complain about everything. Everything. If somebody touch them, it's racism. If don't nobody talk to them, it's racism. Remember a couple weeks ago, the one girl that was saying the white people were all on a curve in Italy, and we had to step off the curve to get around them. That's racism. And then I put a clip of the white girl saying the same thing. The white girl says, people in Italy, when they're standing on the curve, they don't notice you. So they'll be standing, taking over the whole street and just having a conversation. And you just got to step off the curve and keep on walking. The sister called it racism. The white girl was just saying that's how Italians are. And she was a foreigner. Then the next clip I put in there was at the restaurant. The sister said, I was at the restaurant and nobody said anything to me. And I was just standing there and they looked at me in my eyes and they didn't say anything. Racism. because they didn't say anything. I clipped it with the white girl tourist. The white girl said, as a tourist, she said, I discovered when I go into a restaurant in Italy, if you don't say anything, they won't say anything to you because they don't know if you want to order something or not. You might just be looking at the items and about to leave. So they'll wait until you say something. But the sister, that's racism. So sisters, could you do us a favor? When you talk about racism in other countries, could you do us a favor? Or hunting for racism in other countries, or looking for the least racist countries? Talk about y'all experience. Don't try to put us black men in y'all situation because we don't experience what you experience. Our racism that we experience is so subtle. And the most that we experience as black men, we experience classism. Like whatever class or what level you're on as far as class, we experience that. But just blatant, like the United States, blatant police officers, people that are right in Walmart being racist, on your job being racist. No, I ain't experiencing at that level. Not the United States level of racism. We be going to other countries and the racism is so sublime for us black tourists or black expats. We don't pick it up. And if you want to know anything, in South America, they are not racist as much as they are colorists. They focus on the color. It's kind of like blending in and making one color of all people in South America. Just one freaking albino, right? That's South America. If it was up to them, everybody be checking off white in the voting booth, right? That's South America. South America is not like, you're black, not as much for us tourists. Now the locals might go through something different, but as for us tourists, we ain't going through all that mess. The sisters, yeah, they be wanting people to kiss their butt, man. I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that with the white girl in Italy and the sister in Italy, and I clipped them together on purpose because the sister told a story, and then the white girl I found told the exact same story from a white girl perspective, and it was literally twins. The white girl said, the sister said, I had to step off the curve. Racism. The white girl said, I had to step off the curve. French people and Italian people don't notice. They just stand there and they just talk. Where it was so many, I had to step off the curve to get around. And she said, it was a group of us. We just had to walk around while the people were talking. I was at the restaurant and they ain't say nothing to me. Okay, cool. Here in Colombia, all you guys that's been to Colombia, you could attest to what I'm about to say. In Colombia, do they ask you, do you want anything else other than dessert or another drink? You know, the States come up to you after you've eaten. Can we help you out with anything else? Well, I'll bring your check. That's the States, right? They're going to bring you your check. What do you do in Colombia? Man, we be sitting up there talking 3, 4. Man, we finished eating 3, 4, 5 hours ago. They about to close the spot. You know how many spots I have closed down in Colombia? Talking to you guys. We be sitting up there just drinking beer or more coffee, or we might order dessert or sangria or something later on. We sitting back relaxing. But you let an American sister come, she'll think they're ignoring us. They didn't bring our check. They didn't come and ask us if we wanted anything else. Racism. When in Colombia, they don't rush you to leave a restaurant. Take your time, sit there. Go, y'all keep on talking. Y'all ain't got to go nowhere. I ain't never been rushed out of a restaurant. I'm talking about some full restaurants where people were waiting outside. I have never been rushed out of a restaurant in Colombia, ever. Ever. I can stay there and sit there for hours. And some of you guys can attest to that too. Yep. He said, in Colombia, you got to get their attention to get the check. La cuenta, por favor. You got to raise your hand. La cuenta, por favor. If you don't ask for that check, please. La cuenta, por favor. If you don't ask for check, please, they ain't coming your way for no check. But American women, that racism. They didn't come to my table and ask if we wanted a check. He said, I went out last night and they never tried to rush us out. He said, they just let you chill. Yeah. Dude, I told you I've closed down many a restaurant. I'm talking about the doors have been closed. They already counting up the money. And then I'll sit back, me and the fellas, we'll sit back and we'll leave. The girls will have their motorcycle, the waitresses will have their clothes off as far as they've changed their waitress outfits and everything with their their aprons. And they got their motorcycle helmets in their hand, ready to drive home. And that's when we leave. That's when we leave. He said, many countries of men are talking and they won't interrupt. Absolutely correct. It's usually their own insecurity. It's racist. Dude, Egg, I ain't seen you in a couple of days. Egg, and I hope I admit this. But let's see. Let me refresh. My bad. Let me make sure that I'm up to par. Let's see. Give me a second. Give me a sec to make sure that I'm not still frozen, gentlemen. You guys did say that I froze. So give me a second to see what's going on. My Wi-Fi is good. But you guys are right. I did freeze. Let's see. Let me refresh this. Let me close a couple of these windows. I'm good now. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I was saying, let me close a couple of these windows. That might help out. So we're looking good. But yeah, that's a great point. What I was saying was repeating after Aiken. Aiken said nobody wants to admit this, but the average American is way too gone to integrate with the rest of the world. Man, that is profound, brother. That is profound. Thanks, Ronan. I thought it was me freezing for a second. Thank you guys for your patience. With them big chicks, big girls, big girls. Let's get back to the video of the angry sister in South Korea.
For you to think that you are going to move to a foreign country.
Yeah, she about to smoke her something. I don't know if that was a Black and Mild in her hand, but she about to smoky. She in South Korea getting smoking.
Where they have openly discussed that they don't fuck with you. And you are going to meet people who just wholeheartedly fuck with you and understand you. Like,
how you gonna say that don't nobody F with you in Korea when your weed man is Korean? Let that sink in, gentlemen. How you gonna say you don't F with Koreans when you smoking weed, which is proof that you got your weed from your weed man is Korean? They don't F with you. Hold it. They don't even F with us like that. You are literally proof that they F with you. How'd you get a weed man, girl? How'd you get a weed man in Korea? You in Korea, ain't no African brothers brought no weed from Africa. You can't say the Jamaican brothers brought the weed from Jamaica. You can't say the American brothers brought the weed from America. That is homegrown Korean weed. You know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. For somebody that's talking about they don't F with black people, they don't mess with y'all. I'm just saying. That's like your mama saying, don't smoke cigarette, boy. They ain't good for you. I bet not catch you smoking cigarettes. She is literally living. Do you see how dumb they sound? You say, stop the presses. She got Korean pinup pics in the background. Facts, man. Yeah, she might be a part of the LGB. Yeah, man. Somebody done hooked her up. Ronan says the truth of one of the F's, the ones that F with her, yeah, are not the ones that she's interested in. Oh, so the ones that F with her is not the ones that she wants. She wants that K-pop dude. She want the K-pop, the crazy rich Korean guy. So she mad about that. She better go ahead and deal with the weed man. She perpetrating a fraud, like back in the day, perpetrating a fraud. She might be Les. Yep, that's what that is. It might be the women that don't want to holler at her. Chris said, good stuff grown. Grown in them rice paddies. In the rice fields. For real. They only show us the rice part, but in the back, they got the stash growing. He said maybe she can date Johnny Samurai for real. Johnny Salmali fool. He said he will be in Korea serving time. Yeah, for real. Serving time for a while. Facts. Oh, I'm frozen again? Am I frozen again? Okay. I should be good. Okay, thanks, gentlemen. Let me make sure I got all the windows closed that don't need to be open. Let me close the Manosphere one. Okay, cool. For real. Oh, man, that was funny. I never thought that when she said, they don't F with us. Let's bring that beat back. I want to hear her.
Move to a foreign country where they have openly discussed that they don't fuck with you, and you are going to meet people who just wholeheartedly fuck with you and understand you. Like, it's not gonna happen, y'all. It's really sad because the type of black women that I see that are into K-pop or just into like Asian culture and just
You called it. Whoever said K-pop, you called it.
They have the means and the opportunity to travel because they're smart, they're well educated. Like we were cultured, and yet we diminish ourselves to being like essentially only sought after because we're given the title as a Jezebel or like easy, or because we're a fetish. Because that's another thing we could get into. We could have a whole talk about fetishization and about how easily black women are manipulated into being hypersexual. Even when they're not really hypersexual.
When all has failed, you still got Jamaica. You guys went over there.
When all is
Shout out to my Jamaican green card bros.
I'd say it's kind of like hard because, I don't know, I feel like even though Korea's becoming more open, it's still like they still have a lot of stereotypes against black women out here. So they either think we're like really like easy or like down to try like a lot of things, or they're like, kind of just want to try. I don't know. I feel like they go in with them like intentions and it's kind of like awkward or weird.
Ladies and gentlemen, did y'all see those clips? Did y'all see those clips? Now, what did they all have in common? If you notice, Asian men pick Asian women first. Vice versa. Asian women pick Asian men first. Okay? Now, why did I make this video? I made this video to black women. You all need to put black men first. You need to put first.
Because black women go so hard for y'all.
That's cap.
We go so hard for black men.
You stole our children and used them as pawns for child support. You embarrass us on the daily by not dressing modestly. You talk about our mothers when we disagree with your behavior. You call us homosexual when we assert our masculinity. You lie on us to the world by telling them that we unalive you every 5.5 hours. You call the police on us and get us thrown in prison or jail more than anybody else. You disrespect us when we try to bring together our families, which is what you did when you brought up Kevin Samuels in your video. You claim that we're trash and deadbeat fathers even though we are the most involved in our children's lives. You always talking about how we bash you, but you never bring up the videos of us doing so. What you would rather do is just say it and then act like the videos we do post about you aren't about your behavior, mannerisms, and characteristics that we wish would change. And now here you are acting like a victim, crying to us because we're verbally telling you something. Now I'll admit, some of us ain't shit, but most of us are. Chill out with the pity party.
Just like Asian women put Asian men first. You understand what I'm saying? Because we are all we got. I always tell black men, get you a black woman. She doesn't have to be from America. There's black women all over the world, in Brazil, in Africa, Colombia, Mexico. They have Afro-Latinas over there, okay? This video just proves non-black men don't want you ladies, don't want black women. They may want you for toy. They may want you, to smash. But marriage, they don't want y'all.
Can we all just agree that foreign women coming to Korea to get with Korean men should not be referred to as passport sisters? Because it couldn't be more different. Passport bros go to impoverished countries and use their money and their resources on the local women to coerce them into being with them in a relationship or sharing the night with them. And as problematic as,
That's another myth that's been debunked a long time ago. That myth of passport bros only going to impoverished countries. As she's in Korea. Brazil is the 5th largest economy in the world. One of the fastest growing countries in the world. Colombia is the up and coming country. The parts of Europe that we go to, Portugal, Germany, really? Poland, really? The Poland third world? Romania, Austria, Finland, Iceland, passport bros, blue book gentlemen, and black expat males. You telling me all of Europe that we go to? Austria is third world? Finland is third world. Sweden and Switzerland are third world? So you trying to say one of the most developing countries in the world, Philippines, is third world. You calling China third world? You definitely calling Japan third world. So Hong Kong is third world. Nigeria is third world? Kenya, third world? You saying Ethiopia, the Middle East, and Morocco are third world? That has been debunked so many times. Yep, I got the email. Shout out to you with the $2 love. I was just looking at the email just a few moments ago. Yep, Norway and Iceland. A lot of brothers go there. You got Sly right there right now. The YouTuber Sly is in Iceland right now. I don't know why that it makes them feel better to try to make it seem like we just go into impoverished villages that Sally Struthers used to go to. For the price of a cup of coffee, you can feed Timmy and his mama for 3 years for the price of a cup of coffee. They try to make it to make them feel better because they can't do what we do. Here's the other thing. This woman here is in Korea complaining about brothers going to so what you're saying is Korea third world because you're there and brothers are going there too. Just say y'all can't do what the men are doing and just take the L, go back to the States. You can't do what men do, ladies, not in everything. Some things, yes, but not in everything. Foreign women are not letting these hyenas trick them out of good men. And that's another thing that makes these women bitter. They come to Colombia, try to talk feminism into the Colombian and into the Brazilian, but it's not catching on. It's just a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here, a little bit there, in all those countries, that little feminist movement. But to be feminine is entrenched in each one of the cultures. Let me put it like this way. I'll put it this way. You know why Andrea will never be a feminist? Because of me? Because her mama will put her in check. Her grandmama will put her in check. All her aunties on both sides. They don't play that feminist shh in her family. You know why your girl will never be a feminist? Because her mama, her aunties, her female friends, female cousins, female co-workers gonna keep her in check. That's why feminism will never catch on the way that it has. Or if it does, it's gonna take many a moon for it to catch on like the United States, Canada, and UK. The reason why women in the United States traded their feminism or their feminism to be feminists to get the bag, but in exchange, they lost out on the family. A lot of you guys are, come on, let's be real. A lot of you guys are like me. The reason why you're with your woman in another country is because they are so feminine without even trying. Without even, do you get, so come on guys, some of these women in these countries that are so gorgeous, you give them a compliment, man, bruh, can I say something? I have never seen in my life, and I mean this, and I don't know about you brothers, I have never seen a woman in my life in the United States blush, ever. I have never seen a woman in the United States blush, ever blush from a compliment, ever. Bruh, since I left the States, is it just me? You always see a woman that's blushing. You give her a compliment, you like, oh my God, you looking good today. They just, that shy blush. They just, me? Who, me? Yeah, you. What's your name? Thank you. Don said one. Chalupe said, he said, my girl tried to be a feminist, tried to do that feminist stuff, but she says that she can't do it around her mom and definitely not around her Abeya, which is grandma. I know I pronounced that correct. I know I killed that. I destroyed that, but that's grandma. See, I don't have to worry about that stuff. Man, let Andre go to her mama house talking about some pro-feminist, this pro-fit. My mama be like, girl, if you don't sit your butt down somewhere with that. First thing they'll say, did Andre show you that? Did you get that from Andre? I'll be like, it ain't me. She didn't get that from me. These foreign women are so feminine. If you ask a Colombian woman to cook in a dress you like on them, she'll do it for papacito. This is true. This is true. So true. Let's continue on with the video, gentlemen.
Fetishizing a certain race is and coming to a different country to live out this fetish, I don't think you can compare the two. At the end of the day, when the women come to Korea, the men come running too. Everyone involved is pretty much on the same footing. Everyone involved wants to happen what is happening. Last year, I kind of touched on the subject of this like new phenomenon that we're seeing of women coming to Korea to be with Korean men. And I still can't believe there's no word for it yet, because it's not passport sisters. Like, no. Passport bros are disgusting, okay? The girlies who are coming here, Not on the same level. This is a little problematic. Not on the same level.
As she speaks, she looks like she's been living in Korea.
Not even close.
Have you guys noticed a ring? A photo of a couple in the background of her with someone else? So she's talking from the perspective that she's been living in Korea for a while. And yet no ring. In a country of people that like to be married. You live in a country where people like to be married, and yet you have no ring.
I do think it's time to proclaim myself as the president of the Passport Sis group, though. For those of you who are single and are looking, it's never too late to look outside of the borders. And you know what? If the guys can have their little passport bros movement, then hey, it's time for y'all to jump on. I'm currently in Italy, and yeah, they don't like people at all.
So she's in Mexico. She's saying that the Mexican dudes, because black women are not being successful dating in Mexico, that's the flag up there, they don't like black people. Like I said, I'm kind of tired of hearing black women trying to jail us into their scenario.
They don't. They don't, and they're not even ashamed at all.
And the question goes like this: black and a white girl, which will you prefer to date?
White.
You prefer to date white. And if your opportunity to date a black girl, will you?
No.
No. Why?
Because I'm white.
Oh, my bad. That is the Italian flag. That's right. I said Mexican flag. That's Italian flag. And you know, it really hit me before you even said that. When the Italian dude was sitting there talking to, I was like, wait a minute, that's not Mexico. So thank you very much for letting me know. Yeah, that's the Italian flag. And the white dude being honest, he said, listen, I was born and raised among my own people. I'm gonna choose my own people in my own country. If I was traveling somewhere else, it might be different. But since I'm in my own country, I'm gonna choose a white girl. Why? Because that's what I'm usually around, and they're my people. Yep, Zeta.
Because you're white.
A lot of the times when you, as a non-African, are dating a foreign man, specifically from Africa, I'm telling you right now, you can't bring that Western logic over to an African man and think he's going to be on your program. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Don't move with the thought that, oh, I'm going to move to an African man and think he's going to be mine and it's going to be happily ever after, and not have any context into how the culturally differences are, you know?
If you would, can you give us a little bit insight about what your dating experience has been like here in Jamaica?
Complicated. I'll start there. That is the highlight keyword. Complicated because it's me being a foreigner that kind of adds like an added layer of, I don't want to say sleaziness, but you not knowing what the person is looking for, because I find that most of the Jamaican men that I encounter sometimes here, when they talk to me, they hear my accent and immediately I'm getting treated differently.
Modern women need to quit with this passport feminist nonsense. Feminism and passport sisters only thrive in Caribbean and African countries where the men need green cards.
These are your American queens. These are your queens.
Always respect the culture.
Can you share like any memorable challenges you've had like in the dating scene out here in Korea as a black woman?
Brace yourself, because this is going to be one of the craziest things you've ever heard. I was dating this guy. He was really nice. He was like really into sports and like cars and shit. I don't know, whatever. And one of the things he was into most was like solo travel. And he'd like showed me all these photos. A few months into us dating, he had told me he was going to England. Like it was his first time leaving the country. Again, it was a solo trip. He was like really, really excited. You know, he left. He was texting me like, oh, like I miss you. I wish you were here. A few days after he left, I was scrolling on TikTok, as you do. And you know those like recommendation pages where it's like cafes in Seoul that are good. So I go on and I'm scrolling and I see a little dance video. I'm like, that tattoo looks awfully familiar. So I click on it and it's the guy that I was with. And the first video, it's like a filter. It's like, oh, what letter does your soulmate's name begin with? And it was his full government name. So I go through her account. The solo trips, yeah, her birthday, Valentine's Day. And they were in England together. He was with his girlfriend.
So some of you are really fascinated by one of my videos that talks about the reality of dating as a black woman in Korea. So for those of you who are interested in dating casually instead of seriously in Korea, here are some red flags to consider. The first red flag is if the person you're talking to says that they don't have Kakao Talk. So what is Kakao Talk? Kakao Talk is basically the Korean version of WhatsApp or Messenger, and pretty much everyone and their mom has Kakao Talk in Korea. So if somebody says they don't have Kakao Talk, they're fucking lying. So there you go. The second red flag to look for is if you notice that on their dating profile, whether you're using like Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, whatever it is, or even Kakao Talk, if you notice that on their profile that they never show their face on their pictures, or it's just pictures of their body, or there's a lot of people in the pictures, or even they're always like wearing a mask, that is a red flag, because either they're a catfish, meaning that they're not who they say they are, or they're on the download, meaning that they have a whole fucking family and kids and they're just looking for somewhere or somebody to get their kicks.
What is your unpopular opinion about Korea?
People think that black people are not as liked in Korea, but we really are.
Okay, that's good.
They will hit you up on Tinder.
I think a lot of foreign people forget that just because someone is attracted to you does not mean that they're not racist.
This is the other girl that was talking earlier, just in case you guys are wondering.
And if you're a foreign woman who's ever tried to date in Korea, you probably know that a lot of the times you are kind of just seen as an experience. Tinder does tend to attract guys who are wanting to experience a foreign woman. So that's also something you need to take into account. These people are specifically on Tinder to find a non-Korean woman to hook up with and sleep with. So yes, just because someone is willing to go on a date or is physically attracted to you does not mean that they don't hold certain prejudices against you and your ethnicity.
But it doesn't mean that they do also. You're right. Just because somebody goes on a date with you doesn't mean that they're not, or hangs out with you doesn't mean that they are not racist. But on the other hand, if they hang out with you, doesn't mean that they are. I don't know too many racists that's going to waste their time going out on a date. These women want to use every excuse and not just acknowledge that don't nobody want you. These men are you going to... We as men in these countries, we become extremely comfortable with the fact most Brazilian women will want a Brazilian man. We are comfortable with that. Most Colombian women will want to be with a Colombian man. Most French women will want to be with a French man. Most German women will want to be with a German man. We only want to enjoy our share of the harvest. We don't need the whole harvest. Men have come to peace with that. If a woman said, well, I only deal with Colombian dudes. All right, cool. We don't look at it like she's racist. She only dates Colombian dudes. Well, this is her country. But you got sisters coming down here to Colombia and telling Colombian men they're racist because they don't want to be. These are these people country. Just like if they were going to America, most Americans date the local Americans. Most Canadians date Canadians. Most people in UK date. Men understand this concept. I don't know why women think because somebody doesn't want to date you, they got to be racist. It's called having a preference, not prejudice, a preference. It ain't that common, seriously. It is not that common, but it ain't that hard. No matter where we go in the world, we already know that a majority of the women in that country will want to be with the men that were born and raised in that country, in that culture. It is what it is. But men just said, hey, we just want our part of that harvest of women. We don't need all y'all to like us or even want us. We just want the ones that want guys like us to be with us. I got Colombian friends in the States, dog, that don't date nothing but Colombians. And I'm talking about in some horrible relationships. I got Colombian friends in the States, some of my female friends that are in such horrible relationships, but will rather be in a horrible relationships with back-to-back 5-6 Colombian dudes before they ever give an American dude 4 seconds of their time as far as dating. You can hang out with them. They'll introduce you to other ladies. You can go to the clubs with them. They cool people. But as far as dating, they only date Colombian dudes. You can't get mad at those women. It's called preference, not prejudice. You got sisters in the States. No matter how many brothers impregnate them, they will still only date brothers. It's called preference. So how is it prejudice or racism when people in their own home country choose their own culture? But back in the United States, if black women choose only black men, that's not prejudice. That's not prejudging. That's not racism, huh? When you do it in your home country, it ain't racism. But if they do it in their home country, it is racism. You do it, you call it black love. They do it, it's not called Asian love. It's called racism against you. Hypocrites, man. Hypocrites all.
Like, you'll literally see job postings for English teachers that say, like, in the requirements has to be white. I heard about this one story where this black girl married a Korean man and they were arguing, bickering. It wasn't anything serious, and she jokingly called him stupid or an idiot, something like that. He then turned around and called her the N-word hard R. When she proceeds to tell him, like, whoa, like, you can't say that to me, he refused to acknowledge that what he said was way worse than what she said. He refused to apologize. He refused to even listen to her perspective on calling her a slur. He's married to a full black woman, but is refusing to acknowledge the weight behind a certain word. Just because he's married to a black woman doesn't mean he's not racist.
I like your outfit. It's really sick. Like, yeah, thank you. Damn it. Okay. Can I? Are you drunk already? Can I get a 360?
I'm already. I'm everything already, right?
Oh, you're ready?
Yes.
Okay.
After all this, we're going to look at what men experiences are in Korea. We're going to look at what men are experiencing in Korea. She looked like she ready to get smashed by the brother. She been drinking good. Now she want to get smashed good. My brother said it's like them getting upset with us for not dating them overseas. Absolutely correct. He said, I didn't travel to another country to date American black women. Laughing my fucking ass off. Absolutely correct. You guys didn't fly 7,000 miles, 6,000 miles, 4,000 miles to be with a woman that you could have just dated down the street. Absolutely. Absolutely. Chris says, hell, he said if we don't want them, they'll call us gay. Yep. He said W go overseas, or whites go overseas. They call us traffickers and pedos when we go overseas. Yep. Never that no one wants them. Never that no one wants them because their attitudes suck. They never want to acknowledge that part. Absolutely correct, Chris. Let's look at the male's experience.
It's time for Korea, bro. I always wanted to, be in that type of culture.
What's like, being married to a Korean wife and a Korean household in general?
Well, I think you have to be matured in the first place, We guys, from our background, we can just do things and later we realize it was right or wrong. But in Korea, they are very sensitive. They want to be sure of everything before they tackle it, So there's the difference between me and her. There are some things I just want, let's go, let's do it, we can do it. And she want to take time to analyze it and make sure it's right or before she go for it. I think this is the difference we have in our home. That's what I can say.
Apa do chua or ma do chua?
Apa.
Okay. For a person of color, I've seen so many couples in the street working, so I think it's not that difficult for at least black men. For black women, well, that is another.
You've had great experience dating in Korea as a person of color. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that?
Dated person who was willing to learn how to braid black hair. I have dreads. She's willing.
Now, like Richie Mack, L was willing to learn to make grits. Here in Colombia, Andrea has learned to make me breaded fish with the cornmeal. You know how we like our fish. Crunchy, crispy with the cornmeal. This brother said in Korea, his girl learned how to do twists and dreads and braids for him. The sisters ain't talking like this. I don't hear the man ain't saying nothing about no racism. Zeta says this. He said South Korea was excellent. He said when I went 2 months ago to Korea, a Korean woman, they are feminine, fit, friendly, and none of that American mindset. Of course, the sisters that saw me with South Korean women weren't happy. I can imagine. Zeta says this. He said, when I was in the Air Force, a lot of brothers, actually mostly men, had lots of fun in South Korea. Shout out to you, gentlemen. Absolutely correct.
To learn how to retwist dreadlocks. That was amazing to me. Someone willing to do that from a country that there isn't as many black people.
Would you say looks matters in the dating scene out here?
Yeah, looks do matter. I think my style is decent.
Come on, you're good looking. Come on. That was actually the question,
If you have good style, you take care of yourself. And that's anywhere. Be confident and communicate. You'll be approached.
Subject.
Oh, nice muscle. Whoa. No, not right now. Because all that food.
Breaking news. The South Korea government is paying people $38,000, one person, for you to come to South Korea and find a wife or to find a husband. So if you're a resident of South Korea and you find a person to marry, the government will pay you the sum of $38,000 just, for marrying their women or marrying their men. So this is a bit like a good update for some of you who might say, oh, this is a wrong information or false information. Please go to the website of South Korea government. You will see this there.
Christian Korean women in Korea
Shout out
are
to
probably
number one, hands down, my most desired woman demographic.
I hear that from Theo. Yeah, he wasn't expecting this. Y'all see who Theo said his number one demographic of women is? Numero uno. Let's hear what Theo has to say again.
Information. Please go to the website of South Korea government.
Yeah, I didn't
you will see
expect
this there.
Christian Korean women in Korea are probably number one, hands down, my most desired woman demographic in the entire world. Yeah. When I was with them before, so I was talking to them when I was in university, and those were American Korean, but you have American-born Korean, ABK, but then you also had the Koreans who were coming off the boat. So they either come off the boat or coming off the airplane, and they're in the university as well. The Korean-born Korean girls who are Christian were some of the best women I ever met in my entire life. Just hands down, unbelievable. And they weren't necessarily checking for me, but I want to say this. They weren't checking for barely anybody inside the church. So I went to a Korean church. So the Korean guys also weren't being checked for. So I want to say this. A lot of the guys in the church were pre-passport bro or about to become, like they were full on planning on being passport bros. This is where I was introduced to the real concept of this, was in the Korean church. So I agree with you. If I had a Korean-born Christian wife, I think I died and got to heaven. But that's it. I hit the lottery.
Happy couple. Happy couple. You don't see the ladies from the States posting like this. And that's why I wanted to end it with showing you guys the experience of the men in Korea. Like day and night. You just saw family men. Happy men. So when they try to sell us on this concept of that we experiencing what they're experiencing, or that we are all coming to every country just to be players, that's not true. And these women are only seeing what they want to see from the racist perspective, and they're seeing what they want to see from the relationship perspective. If they decide to live in Korea for a few years or for life, they should be wise enough to start to take on some of the Korean traits. And like the one sister said, leave that American mindset back in America. Because that's the only way they're going to succeed. No other way. But shout out to all you guys that are successful in Southeast Asia, and all the guys that plan on being successful in Southeast Asia, because their experience is not our experience. Appreciate you guys being here this evening. Like I said, Andre and I are going to be doing some salsa dancing tonight. We got a nice little concert that we're going to. And here's the link for Rumble, tomorrow night's movie. Make sure you subscribe to our Rumble channel tonight. Tomorrow night's movie is Boomerang. And we're going to be watching Pam Grier in Friday Foster. So we got two good ones coming up. You know, anytime you see Pam Grier from the 70s, that's going to be a good one. But to see Eddie Murphy and Halle Berry back in the day, yeah, we're going to enjoy this one. He said, bro, I love South America. He said, but Southeast Asia is the move. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. He said, thank you, brother Andre. He said, I got my salsa dancing in last night. Shout out to you, T-Mac. Enjoy your date night. Yep. Let me give you guys one outro with the Cowgirls. And I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow night for the movie.
break from this world. Running on a hamster wheel, but searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna be a lost girl and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate above the ground and make eye contact with clouds. Now I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free. I wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free. Finally. I always stay dreaming, never imagined I lose my spark. Living in this crazy time, putting back the pieces of my mind. I know how to